What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with a review for Power Rangers Dino Fury Episode 8. The episode is titled Serious Business, Ranger Nation. So, before we go ahead and jump into this review, Ranger Nation, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and are not subscribed, then do me a favor. If you guys like the content, enjoy what I'm giving to you guys, then give your boy a like, give your boy a, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and share the video if you are enjoying the content. So, with that out the way, Ranger Nation, without further ado, let's discuss episode 8 of Power Rangers Dino Fury. I have 3 more episodes left until I get to the end of for the first half of season 1. Now, I will say once after so episode 9 is next week, then we got 10 and 11, right? So I'm going to keep doing those reviews in order. And then the following week after episode number 11, what I'm going to do is I'm going to binge watch 1 through 11, right? And then I'm going to come back and I'm just going to tell you guys my overall thoughts of episodes 1 through 11. And then we will be on a hiatus until we get the second half of season 2. But let's go ahead and get into the review, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, we are over in Area 62, right? And we see Void Queen. So Void Queen, she's talking to Slither and Mucus. So she's asking them, have they found Void Knight? So at this point, they have been unsuccessful in tracking down Void Knight, right? So Void Queen, she calls on the Sporks from the jukebox. So I believe the Sporks' name is Track and Slash, right? So Track and Slash, I guess he can sniff things out, right? So he sniffs Void Knight's throne, right? And Void Knight has this cologne that he wears. And Mika's like, oh, he wears it. I got that for him for his birthday. So what she wants him to do is to sniff out Void Knight. Once he sniffs Void Knight out and finds him, destroy him. I was like, wow. I mean, I get that he betrayed you, but damn, you want him taken out now? Like that's extreme, right? Like I said last week, like I've been saying, she definitely does give those Queen Banshira vibes. Because you guys remember, like I said, Queen Banshira, she didn't care about her army. She didn't care about Vipra, Loki, Diabolico, and least of all her son Olympius, right? So yeah, she definitely does give Queen Banshira. I'm interested to see how the rest of the season plays out with her and the finale more specifically. So we see Void Knight, right? So he's outside of Buzz Blast, right? So he has this little drone that he sends inside of Buzz Blast, and it attaches to the ceiling. So he finds the Rangers, and he's eavesdropping on the Rangers' conversation, right? So the Rangers are talking about what happened in the last episode when Void Knight came to help them, right? So they're wondering, so is Void Knight on our side? Like, can we trust Void Knight, right? And Zato's like, I don't think that we can trust him. And I don't really think he's on our side, right? So then we see that Jane is trying to reach 10 million subscribers on Buzz Blast, right? So they're doing this live stream. And in the process of a live stream, they were supposed to play a video of, I think it was like supposed to be highlights of, moments at Buzz Blast. But unfortunately, in this process, they got hacked by someone, right? And this person who hacked them, she's telling them like, hey, if you guys want your live stream back, what you're going to have to do for me is you're going to have to give me my own show, right? And in the process, she's telling her own little jokes, right? And Ion is finding the jokes hilarious at this point, right? And the rest of them like, Ion, we know what she means. We get it, right? But like I said, Ion finds it hilarious, right? So then Solange, she calls the Rangers and she tells them that, hey, there's a sports beast that is coming near Buzz Blast, right? So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to pause here and we're going to move forward. All right, you guys. So outside of Buzz Blast, remember I told you earlier that Void Knight was outside of Buzz Blast. That's when he was over eavesdropping on the Rangers, right? So Track and Slash, he is, sniffing like a dog. He's on Void Knight's scent, right? And, Mika's like, you know what? He never thanked me for that clone. You guys know how I feel about Mucus. I love me some Mucus, and I love Mucus and I love Slither, right? If there are 2 characters that I want to not be destroyed in this season, it's Mucus and Slifer. I don't want them to be destroyed. Kind of how I felt about what's his name from Beast Morphers? What was the character that Campbell played in Beast Morphers? Scrozzle. Kind of how I didn't want Scrozzle destroyed. I don't want Mucus and Slifer destroyed. I want them to stick around, right? But so the Rangers, they intercepted um Track and Slash, Mucus and Slifer, right? So they're like, "Hey Rangers, we are not looking for you. We're looking for Void Knight." And they were like, "Are they serious? They're not looking for us?" Nope. So the Rangers then morph and they start the battle with Track and Slash, Slifer, and Mucus, right? So in the battle, they eventually leave because, like they said, we are not looking for you, Rangers. We're looking for Void Knight, right? So the Rangers, they go back to the base, right? And they're looking at the video of the hacker. And, Ion, like I said earlier, Ion found the video hilariously funny, right? Although the jokes were very corny, Ion thought they were funny. And the Rangers like, "Ion, this is a serious matter." So they have two things that they have to deal with. This hacker, as well as Track and Slash, and then trying to figure out what's up with Void Knight, right? So Izzy is looking at it, and she says, "Zoom in." So they zoom in, and she notices a fountain. She says, "I trained there," right? So then the Rangers, they go to the go to, I think it's like a park, right? So they go there. So we see Ion, and Ion, there are some trashes on the ground. So Ion is cleaning up the trash, and then this little girl comes up, right? Her name is Mara, and she's talking to him, right? And she makes a joke, right? And one of the jokes was the one that she said on the live stream that she hacked, right? So Ion says, "I'm Ion." She says, "I'm Mara." So he shook her hand, and you guys know that with them being from Ravcon, they can. He didn't extend his antennas, right? Because I thought that was what they had to do, extend their antennas in order to read someone's mind. But he didn't do that, right? But he read her mind, and he saw that it was her who had hacked Buzzblast, right? But he had already put two and two together when she made that joke, right? So then he said to her, "You're the one that hacked Buzzblast, aren't you?" She says no at first, but then she has to say yes. So he says, they'll get their live stream back when I get my show. So she has a bike with her, right? And he takes the wheels of her bike. He says, "Okay, well, you'll get your wheel back when they get their live stream back." She said, that's not yours." He says, "Exactly. Just like that live stream isn't yours. You want this back, you get that back." He says, "So basically the choice is yours at this point, right?" So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pause right here, and I'm going to wrap up the episode, you guys. So we move over, and remember, Track and Slash, he is trying to find Void Knight, right? So he is still on Void Knight's scent. So he walks up to this one guy. I don't know if Void Knight may have. He has. The interesting thing was he had on purple like Void Knight, and he had on like this fanny pack thing like what Void Knight had on. So I don't know if Void Knight must have this cologne with him, and Void Knight might have sprayed him with the cologne. But whatever he did, the Track and Slash thinks that the guy is Void Knight, right? So he sniffs him, and the guy is like, he's scared, right? He's backing away from them at this point. So then Track and Slash got kicked by Tarek, right? It was hilarious, right? Because after Tarek kicked him, he was like, he told them to tell Void Queen something, right? And he left, right? And so I was like, well, that's what he looked. That's his other person. That's his alter. How tacky. I was like, oh my God, not how tacky, right? So then the Rangers, once again, they show up. This time they're morphed, right? So they're battling with Track and Slash. They're battling with Slifer and with Mucus, right? And this time, they start using some of the battle armors, but the battle armors are no match for Track and Slash, right? So they're having a difficult time beating Track and Slash. Also, I did forget to mention that at Buzzblast, right, remember, I told you earlier that Void Knight was spying on them with his drone. So the drone had fell at one point in front of Jane and Jayborg, right? So Jane and Jayborg are thinking that the person that hacked Buzzblast is also the one with that with the drone, right? So Mara eventually showed up to tell them, hey, I'm the one that hacked Buzzblast. I came up with this program that'll stop anyone who potentially wants to hack Buzzblast ever again, right? So, Jane is going to give her the opportunity to audition for a show, a little show, and maybe one day she can get her own show, right? So while they're talking to Mara, they ask her, is this yours? She says, no, this isn't mine, right? And it's is Void Knight's, drone. So they activate the drone, and he's like, it's activated. So then while they're talking, he can hear their conversation, and someone comes in to tell Jane and Jayborg, like, hey, the Rangers, they're in the city right now, and they are battling with the Sporks, and at this point, the Sporks are beating the hell out of the Rangers, and this could be the end of the Power Rangers as we know it, right? Not necessarily, because we know that there are multiple teams of Power Rangers out there in the universe, right? So we can get some. But how many Rangers have their Ranger powers? Because I know not every. Well, I guess so, right? Because I guess with like Super Mega Force and Samurai, that kind of lets us know that some way somehow the Ranger powers have been revived or preserved, right? Because we saw the Turbo Rangers, and we know that Divatox, when she destroyed the power chamber, that destroyed the Turbo Rangers, and then with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Goldar destroyed those power coins. But somebody made a mention to me a few years. I don't know if it was last year or if it was the year before, that with the power coins, somebody made a good observation about the power coins. The power coins that were destroyed in MMPR Season 3 were not the original power coins, right? The original power coins were the Tyrannosaurus, the Mastodon, the Pterodactyl, the Triceratops, and the Saber-Tooth Tiger, as well as the Dragon Zord. Now, we know that the Dragon Zord has been destroyed for years, right? But if we think about it, the original 5 power coins were never destroyed. The power coins that have been destroyed, which is interesting, right? It's interesting because I'm thinking now back to in space when Adam returned. He said Mastodon, but that power coin was never destroyed. That power coin was never destroyed. It was the Black Frog power coin that was destroyed. Because Season 3, we got the introduction of the ape, the wolf, the crane, the bear, the frog, and the Falcon Zord. Those were the power coins that were destroyed. And even if you go back to when the Zords were destroyed at the beginning of Season 3, that was the Mastodon Lion Thunder Zord, the Pterodactyl Firebreath Thunder Zord power, Triceratops Unicorn Thunder Zord power, Saber-Tooth Tiger Griffin Thunder Zord power, and Tyrannosaurus Red Dragon Thunder Zord power. Those were the power coins that were destroyed in that. So when you think about it, the original 5 power coins have never been destroyed. Interesting. But with the Turbo Rangers, the power chamber was destroyed that housed their powers. I'm getting off subject, but hey, there are other teams. Just suffice it to say, there are other teams of Rangers out there that could, come into action at any point, right? So when Tarek overheard that conversation, he went to help the Rangers, right? And he's battling with them, right? So they eventually defeated Track and Slash, right? So the Rangers are like, can we trust him, right? And he's like, if you can't tell, I'm on your side. It's not about the Sporks anymore, right? So Zato tells him, okay, if that's what you want to say, if you want to help us by getting us back those Sporks that you've stolen. He says, fine, he'll do it. So he leaves, right? So we move back over to Buzz Blast. Jane, they hit 10 million subscribers, and that was the end of the episode, right? Yeah, that was it, you guys. So let me know what you guys thought about episode number 8 of Dino Fury. Pretty good episode. I could have done without Jane and J board, but that's not a big deal to me. But let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Share the video. And until the next time, Ranger Nation, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Socially distance. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye, Ranger Nation.